One of the main things that held me back from pursuing my goals and taking action, whether it was on my business, whether it was studying for a certain field, a certain niche, was a lack of knowledge, was a lack of know-how. But one of the biggest life lessons that I took away as a young man was understanding that men need just two things in life, especially as a young man, and that is a discipline and that is patience. Those are the two traits, the two characteristics that you need. It is all you need. It is all you require. And I'm going to delve into why it's only the two traits that you need. Let's take an example. Okay, let's say you're hitting the gym on a regular basis. I hope you are, and you should be. I shouldn't have to be telling you that anymore. But let's say you start at the gym, and let's say you might be overweight, you might be extremely underweight, you're looking to put on some muscle, but you're in the gym just to maintain your fitness for whatever reason. But let's say you haven't gone in a while, or it's your first time signing up to the gym. Let's say in terms of the personal equipment, whether it's the chest press machine, whether it's the leg press machine, whether it's the abductor, whatever it is, right? The cable flyers. Let's say you don't know how to operate it and you feel embarrassed. And so you procrastinate, you delay your start, you decide not to go to the gym. You keep telling yourself, I'll start next week. And then eventually next week comes and you postpone it and you don't go. Because you feel as though you have a lack of knowledge. You don't want to make a fool of yourself. You don't want to take action because you feel as though everything needs to be aligned. So you feel as though everything needs to be perfect. So you have this perfectionist mentality. Whereas the other individual that doesn't think about that scenario just takes pure action and has that patience and discipline will go to the gym. He'll make errors for sure. He'll make mistakes. And his form might be incorrect for a very long time. But it doesn't matter because he's taken action. So over time, someone will either correct his form or he will witness someone doing the correct action and then he will take lessons from them by watching them do it and then correct his form as time goes on. What he's doing is he's shooting at the target, metaphorically speaking. He's missing, but he's realizing how far off he is from the target. You imagine it's archery, right? You have your bow and arrow, you're aiming, you want to hit the bullseye. Right, okay, cool. By taking action, by shooting the bow and arrow, you ascertain how far away you are from the bullseye. You might be closer than you think, you might be further away than you think, but you'll never know unless you actually shoot at the target. You'll never know unless you actually pull the trigger. And this is the issue that a lot of people have. It's paralysis by analysis. You analyze too much, you make too many... Just take action. Just take action. And again, that takes discipline because you have the itch, you have the urge to procrastinate on a continuous basis. But if you take action, despite not having the correct form, if you take action knowing that you're going to make a lot of errors and mistakes, but you have that patience, you have that long-term mentality of, I'm thinking in decades, I'm thinking of the best version of myself, I'm thinking of the man that I'm going to develop into in the next 5 to 10 years, excuse me, and you have that patience, you have a fantastic relationship with time, which is the follow-on point, which is what I'm leading into, is your relationship with time. Your relationship with time, gentlemen, has to be phenomenal. And I'll explain what I mean now. Again, when I was younger, my relationship with time was abhorrent. It was abysmal. What do I mean by that? Everything was short-term gratification. Everything had to happen instantly. When I was 18, when I was 21, everything had to happen quickly. I have to be rich by this certain age. I need to acquire this asset by this certain age. By this age, if I haven't got this or if I haven't achieved this, I'm a failure. That deadline mentality. It's all well and good setting goals, setting boundaries, setting deadlines. I implore you, go ahead. But don't be so fixated. Don't have this benchmark arbitrary number where if you don't hit it, it's the end of the world, because it's not. And by having that short-term mentality, you're setting yourself up for failure. You have to understand that the universe works in mysterious ways. Sometimes timings are different. It might not be aligned with your timing. Set the goal that you want. Ignite the burning desire. Have that desire for that achievement or for that asset or for that materialistic thing or whatever it is that you want and you want to fulfill. But don't be so fixated on the time that you're going to attain that, because you don't know about the time. We can't predict the future. And having that mentality of, I need to do this by this age, and then you get to that age and you haven't achieved it, you haven't accomplished it, I'm an instant failure. And then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're in a negative spiral and you feel as though you can't get out. It knocks your confidence. The entire thing is preposterous. Don't do it. Instead, build a healthy relationship with time. Understand and have the mentality of, okay, this is what I want to achieve. This is the person I want to become. but I'm fine with however long it takes. However long it takes, I'm going to be dedicated. I'm going to pursue my goals aggressively, which you should, because success loves speed. But don't be fixated on when it can happen. It might even happen quicker than you think. You never know. But it can also happen longer than you think. But it doesn't matter. Don't be fixated on that. Don't care too much about the timing. Just know, am I on the right path? Am I heading in the direction I want to be heading in terms of achieving and attaining my goals? If the answer is yes, can you perhaps accelerate a little bit more? Are you going too quickly? Is the pace that you're going at towards your goals, is that sustainable? Analyze these variables. Analyze these things rather than, by 25 I have to... No, relax. It's not imperative. Have a good relationship with time, and that is what ties in with patience. Patience, as a young man, will mean that you will ultimately become successful. You will ultimately become successful. Patience and discipline. If you develop these traits, if you develop these habits, I promise you, you will attain your goals. Discipline in terms of understanding that short-term gratification is only going to hinder you. Short-term gratification is only going to put you steps back to where you want to be. Discipline in terms of, I fancy eating that tiramisu, but I know that I'm hitting the gym in the morning and I know that's going to slow me down in the long run. Okay, that's discipline. Discipline. I want to play GTA. I want to play FIFA. I want to play NFL. But I have to study. I've got an exam coming up. Okay, I'm releasing a product. I'm forming a product. I need to contact this supplier. I need to contact this person. I need to use my time more productively. Okay, there's a field that I need to develop my knowledge in. There's a book about this. Discipline is making the right micro decisions. And so over time, that compounds. Over time, that compounds into what you want. It's those small little decisions that will ultimately lead you to success. That's where discipline kicks in. Thinking in decades, knowing that, okay, this is the man that I want to become in 5 to 10 years. That's patience. Those are the two traits that you only need. You don't need the knowledge. You don't need the know-how. Just begin. Just begin. The plan doesn't even have to be so detailed. It can be a rough plan. It can be a brief plan. Don't jump into things all the time without a plan, but it needs to be a rough plan. Don't be a perfectionist. Jump in. Be patient. Understand you're going to make mistakes, but be disciplined. When those hurdles and those urges come, I'm talking about NoFap as well, that comes into this beautifully. Discipline and patience will ultimately lead you to where you really want to be. It will ultimately lead you to your true potential in life. And hopefully you found some value, you gained some value out of this video. And make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.